So out of all the eyeshadow palettes that I have bought in the recent past, the one that I have been enjoying the most is by Face Candy, and it is the Sugar eyeshadow palette. And looks like that, and it's supposed to be a dupe for the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, but this is only $10 and it's available on shophush.com. I really like this. These eyeshadows are pigmented, they blend really well, and if you don't already have the Sweet Peach palette from Too Faced, you might want to think about picking this up instead because it's really good. I like it so much. And so there's the colors. And I've been doing a certain look with this lately, and then I kind of tweaked it and changed out one of the colors, and I really like it. So I'm going to show you today how I do this, so if you want to see how I do this look, and you want to see this palette in action along with a few other products, then just keep watching. Okay, just to save a couple of minutes, I've already applied my Burt's Bees Beeswax Lip Balm, and I put on my PS Radiant Primer from Primark. Okay, so let's start from there then with foundation. This is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r foundation, and I'm in the shade 160 Warm Peach. And let's see, for a brush I'm going to use a Real Techniques Expert Face Brush while I give it a shake here. And fluff up my brush. So what I have found is that if I do one pump, and you got to move fast with this, I can do half my face with one pump if I move quickly. This dries so fast. What I was trying to do before was just put like a little tiny dot on my brush and then do one little section, but it's hard to get one little tiny dot out of a pump bottle. So instead I just do a full pump and then try to go as fast as possible. Yeah, that's the only thing that's a little tough about this foundation is it dries really fast. Okay, so let's do one more full pump and do the other side. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to use is LA Girl Pro.conceal HD High Definition Concealer in the shade Porcelain. And this is just a squeeze tube. And what I do is I just brush a little bit on that area and then take that same foundation brush to blend it in. I saw Pixie Woo do that one day, one of the Pixie Woo sisters. And I was like, wow, she's going to use a foundation brush to blend in her concealer, but it works really well. It just takes a lot less time to do it that way. Squeeze a little more up. And then what I do is I set my concealer with this PS Rose powder, loose powder to set makeup and brighten complexions for all skin tones. And this is from Primark also. Okay, I'm just going to pour. That happens every time. It kind of goes all over the place. It's a little messy, but I do really like this powder. So tilt it very carefully. There we go. Okay, and the brush that I use with this, I use the Inglot 4SS brush, and I'm just fluffing it up and dipping it in there and then tapping off the excess and then just setting that powder, setting the concealer, I mean. You don't really need to set this concealer. I do this like for extra brightening because the pink loose powder does give it a little bit of extra brightness. Well, I tapped off too much now and there's no way to get it back in there. I wonder if I can take that top off, the sifter off. I'll just set this aside and figure that out later because if I put the cap back on, it's just going to go all over the place. Okay, next I'm going to use my NYX Wonder Stick in light/medium. And I just use the contour side of this. So I just draw a line like that and then take that same foundation brush and blend it. So it's a pretty subtle contour once it's blended. But I like that. I don't like a really harsh contour. I don't want anybody to be able to tell I've been contouring my face. Okay, and for blush today, I'm going to use MAC Blushbaby. This has been around forever. It's a warm pink, and it's part of their Sheertone line. And I'm going to use my Sephora Pro Flawless Airbrush number 56 to apply this. So I'm just going to go right above that contour, like in the middle of my cheek, and then blend it up and outward. Okay, now the highlight I'm going to use with that doesn't look like a color that would go with it, but sometimes I like to try weird combinations and I like the way it ends up. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in Precious Petals. And this is like a peach, but it's like a pinky peach. So I think that's why it pairs okay with that MAC Blushbaby. And what I have been doing is using that same blush brush, and what it does is it takes the little bit of color that's left on the blush, merges it with the highlight, and that way you don't have like any distinct line between your highlighter and your blush. They all just merge together nicely. And now I'm going to use Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in Light. And I'm just going to use this Wet n Wild brush that doesn't have any kind of a name or a number. Speaking of Wet n Wild, my package that I ordered, it took a week for them to process the order and create the label. And, well, actually, no, it only took a few days. And then it just sat there. I kept checking the tracking information, and it just sat there saying label created for days. Day after day after day went by, and I was like, why aren't they shipping it? They finally shipped it, but now it's going to take another week to get to me because it's coming from Los Angeles. And with everything that's going on out there with the fires and everything, I'm wondering if that has something to do with why it sat at Wet n Wild for as long as it did. So it's going to be another week before I get that. But at least I'm going to get it eventually, you know. I can't stand running around to stores trying to find new Wet n Wild stuff. It's so frustrating because, you know, you go to a bunch of different stores and they don't have it, and it's just easier to order from the website. And Wet n Wild does take PayPal now. So that's nice. Okay, so face products are done. And now we're going to move on to the eyes. I'm going to take this Royal & Langnickel MD eyeshadow brush and my MAC Painterly paint pot and prime my eyes. And then we're going to go into the Face Candy Sugar Eyeshadow Palette. This is from shophush.com and it was $10 and it's readily available. It very rarely goes out of stock. I really love this palette. It's supposed to be a dupe for the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. It's not exact, but it's so close that I think it's worth it to get this rather than that. Save yourself a few dollars that you can use for something else. So the look that I've been doing with this, I tweaked it just a little bit and I like it even more now, so I'm gonna show you that look because I wear it a lot. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this shade Glazed up here. This is just like a matte beige shadow. And let's see, where's the brush? Take this Wet n Wild brush. It's like a large shader brush. The things that I ordered from Wet n Wild, I got like a wide variety of things. I wanted to try as many of the new products as I could, but I didn't want to buy a whole bunch of any one thing because I didn't know if I was going to like it or not. So I'm dying to get that package so I can try that stuff out and show you guys before it hits the stores. Okay, so let's go into Glazed with this Wet n Wild brush. And I'm going to put that on the lids and in the crease, just kind of like as a base. I said it was a beige, but it's like a peachy beige. It's got just a hint of peach to it. Just makes a really nice base. Then I'm just going to dust off my brush and I'm going to go into Whipped Cream, which is a white matte. And I'm just going to put that in the brow bone. And now I'm going to go in with a blending brush. Actually, no, let's do the lid next. I sometimes do the lid first and then the crease or whatever, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is called Sugar and Spice, and this is a MAC 239 shader brush. And I'm going to put that on the lid. Just going to put a little bit more over here. Okay, now I'm going to take a Wet n Wild blending brush and I'm going to go into Hot Cocoa, which is this matte brown shade. And I'm just going to, by the way, I'm barely putting my brush in these shadows. They're pretty pigmented. And I'm going to go in the crease with that. Yeah, for a $10 palette, these are very pigmented. Really nice. They blend so beautiful, very easy to work with. I'm so impressed with everything that I have bought at that website so far. So far, I haven't found anything that I haven't liked. The only criticism I have is they have a website and they have an app. If you use the app, you can't use PayPal, which I'm not going to do. I'm just not going to chance it. And they put all their new stuff on the app first, and they don't put it on the website. So that kind of stinks, because if you want like the latest, newest, coolest thing, you have to wait for them to make more stock and put it on the website too. So I'm just going back and forth, adding a little bit more at a time. This one needs a tiny bit more. I like to build up my crease color slowly so I don't end up with too much. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to go into this slightly deeper matte brown shade called Chocolate Cake. And I'm going to just barely press the brush. Don't swipe it, just press the brush in there. Pick up a little bit of color and just go on the outside area of the look. I'm brushing it on the lid and the crease, just that whole outer area. Like that. Just building it up very slowly. Okay, that looks pretty even. Now I'm going to take a small Zoeva pencil brush and go back into that chocolate cake color that I just used. And I'm going to drag that right along the lower lash line. I should have done my eyeliner first. Oh well. Okay, I'm going to do my eyeliner mascara and brows off camera just to save some time, because those steps to me aren't really that interesting. So I'll do that and then come back and do the lips on camera. Wow, that makes a huge difference, doesn't it? I think of all the makeup products that exist, eyeliner, mascara, and brow products really transform everything more so than any other thing to me. I feel like that makes the biggest difference with me. So, okay, I used Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in Black Fever, although the brown one, Hot Chocolate, would have worked just as well. I would do either black or brown with this. And then I used Wet n Wild Mega Slim Skinny Mascara, and one of the things that I ordered with the Wet n Wild was the waterproof version of this, which should be even better for lower lashes, which is what I use it for. And then on my top lashes I use Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect. Awesome mascara. My brows, I used the LA Girl Brow Kit in medium. I ran out of my LA Colors Browy Wowie Brow Pencil. I love that, but I finished it. I can't believe I finished another product. I have a container with empties, and I will do an empties video when I have enough in there, but it takes me a while to go through things, so when I have enough empties, I will do that. But this is really nice. It's just a wax and a highlight powder and then 2 brow powders. So I just mix the wax and the lighter brow powder to do my brows. It gives me a softer, more natural brow than the LA Colors Browy Wowie pencil does. So I like it, but I like that too. It's just different. That's a little more intense. But this is such a natural, soft look that you don't even have to blend it when you're done. You're kind of blending as you go along with the brush. And I just used my Wet n Wild small angled brush. Okay, so let's do the lips then. What am I going to use next? NYX Lip Primer. I always use that. And on my lips, I'm going to use a Kleancolor Madly Matte Lip Gloss in the shade Rosette. These are, just in case you didn't see the other videos where I've talked about these, this is really not a lip gloss, it's a liquid lipstick. It's a matte liquid lipstick. These are $1. I love them. I have them in tons of colors and I still want more. They come in, oh gosh, I want to say 48 colors. I think I have about half, maybe a little bit more than half, but I love them. So I dip it in there and do one part of my lip, and then dip it back in, and do the other half. So this is just add a little bit more there in the center of the bottom lip. This is such a natural, pretty color on me. It's like, it's a rose, but I like it. And I think that it pairs nicely with these eye colors. Okay, so let me go take my hair down and do something with that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so that is the finished look. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. And I will see you in the next video. Bye. Thanks for watching.